Perfect. Thank you. Well, it is 1 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody to our Practice and Education Committee meeting. The date is Monday, February 12th, 2024. I'm going to start with first item on the agenda, which is a call to order roll call to establish quorum. Dr. Bragg. Perfect. I think she said present. Dr. Garcia is absent today, and I am Dr. Wong, and I am present. So we have two of the three of us. We have quorum. And before we move on to item number 2, Gregory Pruden, our EO, is going to make a statement.
Thank you, President Wong and Member Bragg. Gregory Pruden, Executive Officer of the California State Board of Optometry. I just want to note for the record that both President Wong and Member Bragg of this committee are participating remotely pursuant to Government Code Section 11123.5. Member Garcia is absent, as was just noted. They are participating from a remote location.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and go on to item number 2 right now, which is public comment for items not on the agenda. Mr. Moderator, if you could open up the Q&A to see if any members of our public have any comments.
First things first, I would like to turn to Executive Officer Pruden to let us know if there is anyone in the room and if anybody wishes to make a comment.
I appreciate you doing so, moderator. There are no public attendees of this meeting at the physical location where I am located.
All right, we're going to check in with you each and every time on that. For our online participants, now is the time to raise a hand. We are displaying instructions on the screen now. You can hit that hand button at the bottom of the screen to raise your hand. There is also a hand button beside your name. Dial-in users will need to dial *3 in order to raise a hand. And for those of us on mobile devices, you have 3 different screens to look at, and only one of them has a hand button. So tap that ellipses button, the ... to find the appropriate screen where you can raise your hand. President Wong, it looks like I've got a little bit of an echo from you. I may mute you during the next public comment. Looking around, I see no requests for public comment. We're going to give everyone just a couple more seconds. It should be noted that public speakers or people wishing to speak will be given 2 minutes to speak with a 30-second warning before their time expires. All right, seeing no request for public comment, do you wish to continue with the agenda?
Yes, please. All right, let's go ahead and move on to item number 3, which is discussion and possible approval of our October 18th, 2023 PEC committee draft meeting minutes. Dr. Bragg, do you have any comments about our minutes?
I do not. I move to approve.
I don't have any comments either. I move to second it. So motion made by Dr. Bragg, motion seconded by me. We will now have a vote. Dr. Bragg?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So motion passes. Minutes from October 18th, 2023 are approved.
Ty, go ahead, Greg.
I was probably going to say the same thing you were going to say, Council, which is I think we should give an opportunity for public comment here.
Thank you. I don't know how I always forget that. So after Mr. Moderator, if you could go ahead and open up for public comment for our motion to approve the minutes of October 18th, I would appreciate it.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor for the meeting minutes. If you'd like to make a comment, now is the time to raise a hand. Dial-in users, please dial *3 to raise a hand, and we will call on people in the order we have requests. And just for the record, this is your opportunity to make a comment before the vote is retaken.
And I was just going to note that there are still no public members in the physical location where I am at.
Fantastic. That was next on the list. Already seeing no one online and no one in the room, I think we're ready to continue with the motion.
Thank you. Now we will take our vote. Dr. Bragg, how do you vote?
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Motion passes, and we will pass the minutes from October 18th, 2023. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to move on to item number 4, which is discussion and possible action on our continuing education courses. Before we, let's go ahead and just get started. Dr. Bragg, do you have any comments for any of the items in item number 4, which is 4A, 4BI through 4BXII, 4C, 4D, 4E, 4F?
I don't have any comments.
I don't have any other comments either. Let's go ahead and then open up for public comment, either with with Mr. Pruden or with the public comments.
Council, point of clarification, I think before we move to public comment, do we have to have a motion?
I don't think, as long as you have public comment, I'm not too concerned about it. But if you want to do a motion, I feel fine about that too.
Why don't we just go ahead and do a motion first then? Dr.
Yeah.
Bragg,
Alright.
would you make a motion?
I move to approve the items on 4A through F.
And I will second that motion. And now let's go ahead and move on to public comment with both Mr. Pruden and with public comment virtual.
There are no members of the public in the physical location where I am located.
All right, we're going to check on WebEx. Now is the time to raise those hands. If you'd like to make a comment on the motion, please raise a hand by tapping that hand button at the bottom of the screen. Dial-in users, dial *3 to raise a hand, and we will call on people in the order we have requests. We're going to take just a few seconds now to see if we have a request for public comment. And as a side note, we do have a question and answer box open on the in the corner of your screen. If you have a technical issue or you need to ask me something, feel free to type into that. I'll answer you as best as I can, but it is not a method for you to address the board. With that said, there are no requests for public comment. Do you wish to continue with the motion?
Yes, please. Thank you. Well, let's go ahead and have a vote now to pass items 4A through 4F. Dr. Bragg, how do you vote?
Aye.
I vote aye as well. Motion passes to pass all items between 4A and 4F on the agenda. And we are now going to move on to item number 5 is just incomplete applications. I don't think we need to address that because that's just for a public record. Mr. Pruden, do we have to make any other comments about item number 5?
No, I don't think so. Probably would not be appropriate for the board to approve or this committee to approve a application that's incomplete. I think as the file noted, we've sent some requests, follow-up requests and email to the course provider that's applying for this. And I don't believe we've heard back.
Okay.
So we'll continue to reach out to them and perhaps this item will appear on a future PEC agenda in the complete applications.
That sounds perfect. All right. Well, we've had a relatively brief meeting today. Item number 6 is adjournment. So I want to thank everybody for taking the time to join us in our meeting today. And I am now going to adjourn us. Thank you. I think we're done.
Thank
So-
you.